Hey, it's Boss like the Jaws of Death of the rock group band GWAR. We've got a new album / comic book / CDs / cassette / 8-track tape. Maybe it's a tin type. I don't know. It's one of those phonograph things coming out. Or actually, it's already out. Go out and buy it. It's called The Return of Gorgo, and it's awesome. You know what? Buy one for your dog. Buy one for your cat. Buy one for me. I don't have enough copies of it. Just spend all your goddamn money on GWAR right now. Okay?
What's up? It's Grodius Maximus of GWAR, here to announce GWAR, live from the Hellmouth. Check us out and playing music in a cave, in a dang cavern. That's right, August 22nd at Veeps.com. Tickets, as well as bundles with a shirt and a super soaker so you can bring the blood home, can be purchased at Veeps.com. So go get your tickets now. Yeah. Fellow Bohab and puny human brains, shit kickers, bootlickers, ass fuckers, and Methodists. Guess what? You're in luck, because GWAR's got some new music, new products, new graphic novels, new albums, new vinyl, new plush toys. Yeah. You're not going to want to miss the chance to get these babies. Look at that. All formats. That's right. Get them at GWAR.net. If you miss out on this, you're not really a GWAR fan then, are you? Or a Bohab, or even whatever. Just buy this stuff.
GWAR. 40 shocking years.
GWAR, the band from hell.
1.3 million album sales, 22 releases, 319 songs, 200 million streams, and 50 million video views. 2,601 shows, 2 million tickets sold, 2,418 politicians and public figures killed, decapitated, flayed, or otherwise eviscerated on stage.
They've already been banned.
Banned in 3 countries in the 90s. 10 feature-length films, 11 comic books, 26 TV appearances, 3 strategic war games, 1 crack-addicted dinosaur. 347,559 parents terrified, 4 popes enraged, 2 arrests, 1 phallus confiscated, 0 convictions. 1 bar, countless tragedy, 2 Grammy nominations, 40 years of shock rock. Still your lords and masters.
GWAR lives, motherfucker!
And still Beavis and Butthead's favorite band. GWAR, 40 shocking years.
Imagine Alice Cooper with about 1/100th the money.
If the Cramps had been a heavy metal band.
Crazy as H, blood-splattered, ear-splitting hilarity.
The Wizard of Oz meets splatter horror films.
The gag is, you're in the splash zone.
You're covered with goo and blood, and if you're not completely soaked, you didn't have a haunted garage show.
It's like going to a horror movie, except it's actually happening.
It's basically walking into the most brutal, gory film right in front of your face.
It was probably the best part of my life.
I think of him as a guy with commitment to his art.
That's Dookie. I mean, he wants to take it as far as he can take it.
You gotta see this band.
Wait a minute, you're gonna get this.
Oh, thank you.
God damn it, why do I always end up in the corner in the beginning? As many times as I try to get it right, I'm always in the corner. And now I just disappeared completely. Hello, it's me, Kevin the Dinosaur. And if you're watching this, you have found the GWARPod. I am Kevin. Yes, right. I'm Kevin the Dinosaur tonight because it's sort of a dinosaur-themed show. I mean, dinosaurs, it's part of the GWAR lore, and it's in the air right now. Look at this. I got my new pal, Gorgor, here with me. He's going to just keep me company, and he's my new comfort animal. Or spirit animal, or whatever you want to call it. He's so cute and plushy, and you could sleep with him, and he might bite you, but you know, it's love, little love taps. All right. What do we have on the show tonight? Well, before that, there's actually more dinosaurs. I showed you this last time, right? Look at my GWAR banner now. I got a dinosaur poster. So I had to do my dinosaur look. Of course. What's this? Oh my god, it's the new GWAR CD, The Return of GWAR. And there's a little tiny comic book in there if you want to read it. But if you actually want to read the comic book, I would recommend getting this guy. Oh my god. This is a monstrosity. How do I even open it? It comes out like this. Ugh. Here we go. GWAR, The Return of GWAR. A very big dinosaur record. And here, if you actually want to read the comic book, oh, here's a little cool print that came with it. Look at that. Look at that. It's The Return of GWAR. Yeah, you can actually... Oh, I got all my stuff falling out of it. I'm a mess, you guys. Look at this beautiful comic book here. Anyways, it's all there. It's the new GWAR album, or they're calling it an album. It's more like an EP. I think it's more of like a spiritual successor to the Have You Seen Me single, which was a couple, studio tracks and a couple live tracks. All right, here it is. Look at this guy. I haven't actually played this yet, but I hear that when you spin this, look at this. I don't know if you can see this, but there's little dinosaurs that run around your record as you play it. I mean, if that's not just like the coolest thing to spend your money on, well, you know what? There's even cooler stuff to spend your money on, because the action figures pre-order is finally out. Yes, we'll talk about that too. The actual Trick or Treat GWAR action figures. Where's my slideshow here? Let me just... Here we go. The GWAR news. Let's just get it all out of the way right now. We got The Return of GWAR is out. Here you go. You got the CD and the vinyl and the plushie toy. Here we go. Look at this. The official action figure collection, including, if you buy them all, and the spew tank, you could put together your own Odorous Urungus, complete with cuttlefish. I mean, how many action figures have a cuttlefish? Not too many, I don't think. Unless you're being made by John Poppy, then, there he is. Hail Gorgor. Yeah, John's in the chat. What do you think, John? We're going to have to talk about these action figures when they come out, I think. Look at them. I'm telling you, my biggest problem with them, as I keep saying, is where am I going to put them? My GWAR cave is full, man. It's like popping out. I don't know I'm going to have to do a whole redesign. If anyone really likes playing Tetris, let me know. There's another view of them. Look at that. GWAR live from the Hellmouth, August 22nd. That was last week on Veeps.com. It's still there. I think you can still watch it. GWAR live from a cave. It's about an hour set. I think it's the same set that I saw when they played on the boat as ROG. It was pretty much the Static X tour set plus a few songs. They played Time for Death, you guys. If you want to see GWAR in a cave, professionally recorded with the new lineup, with Grodius Maximus and some Gorgor at the end, go watch GWAR live from the Hellmouth. It's available now. Oh, and more GWAR news. They're re-releasing the book, the Big Book of Lies, as Techno Destructo calls it. I think it's been revised a little bit to have a little bit less lies. And there's going to be an opening weekend. GWAR, I don't know. They're doing a whole display art museum thing, I think. I can't make it because it's in... I don't know where it is. I think it's... I can't read it. Is it in LA? I'm not sure. Maybe it's in Virginia. Either way, it's too far away for me right now. But get the book. Go check it out. Maybe I will find a way to get there. We'll see. Oh yeah, and GWAR's going on tour, of course, because it's not only their 40th anniversary, but it's about Halloween season, and that's when GWAR usually comes around. You guys, Savage Master is playing with them. I love Savage Master. I just took a bunch of pictures of them in Philadelphia a couple weeks ago. The Dwarves are on this tour. Helmet, are you kidding me? What's cooler than Helmet and GWAR? I mean, come on, Betty. What a great album. Okay, that's all the GWAR. No, that's not all the GWAR news. Next, this weekend, they're doing that thing with Kevin Smith. I keep forgetting about that because I can't make it. But yes, they're doing this screening with Kevin Smith of the documentary at the Smodcastle. Smodcastle? Is that what it's called? So I think they do the Smodcast at the Smodcastle. I don't know. There's some Smod in it. It's Kevin Smith related. He'll be there with GWAR. You can take your picture with them. I think if you don't have a ticket right now, you're shit out of luck. So, come to the Goth Festival where I'll be in New York. The A Murder of Crows. GWAR won't be there, but Vision Video, my guests will be there. 45 Grave was supposed to play, but they had to drop out, unfortunately. But it'll still be, let's see, 12 goth bands in 3 days. So I'll be there to take your picture if you want to come to New York City. Okay, I think that was all the news. Let's get on to the show. Today we have the teenage GWAR slave. Well, not teenager anymore, but back in the day she was a teenager. Elaine M. Eno. I am going to learn some things, and so are you. So help me by chatting along with us and just being a pal. And get your Gorgor ready. Get your stuffed, whatever your comfort stuffy is. Put on your onesie. And let's do the show. All right, it's time for the GWARPod.
GWARPod comes from on GWARPod. 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 GWARPod.
Hello.
Hi. It's true. I am no longer a teenager.
I knew it. But at one time, yeah. Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And is that a dinosaur as well?
It is.
Yeah.
It's an orange raptor.
Awesome. So you can open doors with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
and
awesome.
Jump into ceiling grates.
Right, exactly. Be careful of those. Let's see. Where do we even start? Let's start in the current. In the present day. That's what they call it. The now. Let's start in the now. This is something that just happened. GWAR was at the San Diego Comic-Con. They had a whole panel to themselves. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube if you go look for it. And there was an interruption. Let's see what happened. Should we see what happened?
All right, you bunch of inflatable yard decorations, where's GWAR? I flew all the way here from the far end of the universe just to destroy GWAR. And all I see up here is a bunch of masks and a bunch of slaves. Where's GWAR? When do I get to destroy GWAR? Ladies and gentlemen, Techno Destructo, everyone. I mean, I think great Techno Destructo. I did say we would take some questions.
Wow.
Yeah, that worked out really well.
Yeah, and I'm impressed jumping up and down those tables at 62 million years old.
And his pack is like 75 pounds. As soon as he ran and jumped up, I was like, oh no, I'm going to kill Techno.
Oh no. Dude, he's ready for it, man. I saw him on that last tour he did with them, and he was jumping it was like crazier than he ever had been on stage. He's got all those wrestling skills now, All right. So you had a part in this. Tell me what your part in this was.
So I reconnected with Hunter after not talking to him for years, just earlier this spring. And he invited me to join him to WonderCon, which is another Comic-Con but based in Anaheim. It's actually run by the same people that run the big San Diego one. And he was invited to participate in a wrestling panel at Comic-Con. And I was looking up of what day his panel was, and so I just searched the word GWAR in the Comic-Con search, and I'm like, hey, did you know the rest of GWAR is going to be there?
Oh, so this was WonderCon.
Yeah. So
okay, it's called WonderCon.
So then
Gotcha.
Hunter and I, in making the plans to go to San Diego, first it was just going to be Hunter presenting at a wrestling panel, which he did. And then it just evolved into like, why don't we also see if we can prank GWAR as techno?
I mean, they used to do that stuff all the time. There's some old video footage of them running around in the 90s. They would go to comic conventions, and then, of course, techno would be on one side of the room, and GWAR would be on the other side of the room, and they would walk around in a circle, basically asking, techno would be asking everyone if they saw GWAR, and GWAR would be, like, running away from him, and eventually they would meet in the middle and have a big battle and make a whole spectacle of it. So, were you part of any of those Comic Cons back in the day?
Not those ones. I did help with some comic book conventions in the early aughts, both for GWAR and for Hunter separately.
So GWAR had no idea this was going to happen? This was a
No,
total
I think
surprise
Matt
to them?
knew, but it wasn't for certain. The whole thing, like, kind of devolved and then re-evolved. At first it was going to be, oh, maybe Matt's going to be in costume, and then Techno and Sawbor can fight, and then Hunter runs into Matt earlier that day. This was Sunday, the last day of the convention. And he's like, oh, bad news. They're not going to be in costume. I'm like, well, that's even better.
Yeah.
And I don't think Matt told anybody about it. But what was
good for Matt.
Yeah, it was the last panel in that particular room at the end of the day. And we were going to try to rush in about 5 minutes before the end of the panel. Just, it's like during the Q&A, which is the funniest part.
Yeah.
And so I smuggled Hunter in when they were showing the Return of GWAR music video, like, because it was all dark in there, and he's kind of hiding behind the sound booth.
Oh, yeah, I think I have a picture of that somewhere. Let's see. Let's get my pictures up. Yeah, there he is, right? Waiting to pounce, huh?
Yeah. And so then when they did the Q&A and the audience stood up, it was like the perfect drop for any, like, crouched down low and ran back to, there he is, hiding in the very back while the rest of the people are doing Q&A. I don't know if GWAR could see him or not. If they did, they were oblivious.
They should have expected this.
Well, I talked with programming to make sure that they knew that this was going to happen, right? Because you don't want the security guards to actually stop you, and you want to make sure that the actual people in the Q&A are not in the way of, running Hunter with his giant arm and everything else.
Yeah.
And we were going to go at 5 minutes into what we thought was going to be the end of the panel. And, this guy, room tech, gives us the cue as soon as one question ends, and Hunter just bolts, like, full speed, jumps up on the table. And the best part about it is as soon as Matt realized what was going on, you could see how Matt was just overly excited to see his friend, and Dirks is laughing, and, like, it just looked like a delightful surprise for everybody.
Yeah. Thank God they reconnected on that tour a couple of years ago, because if this had just happened out of the blue and they hadn't seen each other in like 20 years, it might have been a little bit more awkward.
Oh, yeah. No, it turned out really well, because it was supposed to, it was a treat for the fans, and it was kind of even worked out better that GWAR wasn't in costume then.
Yeah.
In fact, as Hunter and I were waiting outside the convention room, at the beginning of their panel, some people were just leaving because, like, they're not in costume, never mind, and, like, walk right by Techno.
And it's like, dude.
Yeah, I know, it was pretty
And
fun.
I did watch the whole panel. It is fun. Like, go watch it. It's GWAR talking about GWAR, and that's always interesting. They did have the helmets with them, so it's not
it
too
worked
bad.
out really well.
And they were really like, if they didn't even know he was there, they were still like praising him throughout.
I know,
the history.
it was really
They kept talking him up like as part of their history, and he must have been in the back, just kind of like, yeah.
I know, it was really great. I don't even think they knew he was there.
Right.
The first part, yeah. So which means they just genuinely like him. So that's always nice.
Well, he did. I mean, kind of create the thing that they're living off of right now, so they have to appreciate him at some level, right?
Right, but it's always really, like I was saying with Matt and Dirks laughing when he was running up, like, it's happy to see how happy they are to see someone they like. That's
yeah, and especially I think because they know like this was part of their history, like crashing Comic Cons and stuff like that. And they crashed like the New Music Seminar back in the 80s in costume and everything. It was like the drug panel.
Yeah.
Which is utterly appropriate. They're like, "Where's the drugs?" or whatever, Hunter's it was supposed to be anti-drug, but it's GWAR, so.
Yeah, Hunter's professional wrestling and comics panel was on the other side of the convention hall and
God.
ended at 3, and their GWAR panel started at 3. So we were like running.
And he had to get his stuff on, right?
Yeah, I had to arrange in order to figure out a place that I could safely put it that was close enough to the GWAR panel. And the nice thing about if you do pranks properly and talk to the right people, then people want to help you succeed. So we actually got to stash his costume in the same room that all the GWAR had their costumes stashed with, like the security guard and everything. And I'm like, well, that worked out well.
That's great. Yeah, definitely. Let's see a couple more pictures.
Yeah.
And then yeah, did you watch his comics panel as well? Like, I mean, his wrestling panel?
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that? How did that go?
It went really well. You know, he's really trying to get more into he's still doing wrestling at 65, but he wants to, what's it called? WrestlePhobia. He's got a comic out.
Yeah. Right. You know what? I have some, I can't dig them out right now. It's way in the back there, all the comic books. All right, he's re-releasing those, right?
Yeah. That picture of me with them after they all got dressed afterwards to do some interviews. The reason I have 2 badges is because I have to wear Hunters.
Oh, right. Yeah. And I don't know, had Tom, I mean, you know, he's Grodius here, but Tommy, had he ever met Hunter before?
I guess he did a different podcast with Hunter, but this was the first time that Grodius and Techno met.
That does make sense. You know, before there was the GWARPod, which is this podcast, there was the GWAR cast, and Tommy was a part of that at the beginning. So he actually helped start the first GWAR podcast that predates me.
Wow.
And one of the reasons I started this was because I wanted to be a guest on their podcast, and they weren't doing it anymore. So I was like, okay, well, then I'm just going to be the pod, which I think makes more sense because it's like a play on Death Pod, you know?
Right.
Anyways, those guys, and Tommy knows this, are welcome to have a reunion on my podcast at any time they want. So Mike Chillian and all those guys who made the GWAR cartoon, come on, let's do it. Wait, I got a GWAR cast something over here. I don't know. Let's see if I don't break everything. Oh, look at this, the GWAR cast.
Whoa.
And I think it's housing
the hot sauce,
Techno Destructo.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Death by garlic or something.
Yeah, garlic death grip. I kept one unopened so I could, you know, have it as a collector's item. Oh man, I got stuff all over the floor. Just everything fell out of my vinyl when I opened
saw
it.
that. I know. I'm envious. I covet all your Gorgor things.
Don't covet me. I'm broke because I keep buying GWAR stuff, and then they're like, buy the new live video, and I'm like, okay. Go to the new tour. Okay. Buy the $200 figure set. Okay. But you know, after 30-something years of being a fan, I need those toys. Like that's just that's a priority for me.
Yeah, it's like the scene in Skullhead Face where they're like comic books and dolls, and you need it all.
My favorite. I always say that's like one of my favorite B movies of all time. Even if GWAR only existed as characters in that movie's awesome.
It is really good. I think you and I were talking about how much similar it is to Alex Winter's Freaked too, right?
It's very similar. They have that board meeting where, you know, and like all the crazy characters. Yeah. And then of course, right, how did that come up? Something about Alex Winter, right?
Oh yeah, because I went to the premiere of Destroy All Neighbors wearing a GWAR shirt, and he actually approached me and said, "Nice shirt."
Right, because also he's in the documentary, but he had them on his old, it was some kind of MTV show called the Idiot Box or something like that. Right, the Sacrifice Your Daughter to GWAR.
So he signed my next Spew shirt. I don't know if you can see it.
Nice.
It's 12 Milkmen is theoretically, and then he signed it. So that's
wow. And then you're gonna go ruin it?
Yeah. Well, no, enhance
You're gonna add value to it.
Oh, I love the principle of immediacy. You know, just be here now.
I'm sure he would appreciate that too.
Yeah.
You know, like because he's into the GWAR thing. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. Haven't pre-ordered the figures yet. I'm super happy they're. I know it's just like There's never a good time, so it might as well be right now. Riot Fest, cool. Yeah, I still got to get my tickets, but I will be there with my camera at the Palladium in New York City whenever they come around in October. Yay, John Poppy.
I know.
John, have you made a new Gorgor yet? Oh, yeah. Where is GWAR? Yeah, hello everybody. Yes, the GWAR cartoon. Oh yeah. Well, gotta go. I think that was Pete Lee. I don't know. There was like 4 or 5 people playing Flatus in that movie. It's such a great movie. It's such a.
Roommate watched that for the first time. He's never seen it the other day.
What did he think?
He loved it. He was super into it.
Yeah, it's just a fun movie. Like, even if you don't like heavy metal music or GWAR, it's just like a really funny movie. You know?
It's not really like, besides the soliloquy of Mr. Dr.
That's the only full song in it.
But it's also like not a really good example of a GWAR song, you know?
No, not really. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely bizarre. It's such a tragedy because I always want to talk about that, and every time I mention it to anyone who was involved, their face just like drops because it's such a like giant tragedy of their story too. You know, there's no original elements. There's like no, you can't like. I think the only things that exist is, you know, they've shot it on film and then they edited on videotape.
Yeah.
And then that probably got converted into the final form. So basically all they have is like what's on the VHS tape.
Right, cutting room floor, right?
Oh. Anyways, let's talk about you.
Right.
Oh wait, I gotta show this picture. Where was this? This was afterwards?
Was at a restaurant that was at San Diego Comic-Con in downtown San Diego. That was right after that Sunday GWAR panel, and then GWAR did some interviews, and I got to join them for dinner.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is
while we were staying in San Diego, my friends have the guest room, which I offered to Hunter because he's older than me. And they have a little 6-year-old boy, and so I put the emoji over his face.
Yeah.
And Hunter was being really cool and showing this kid all his techno stuff. And
that claw is as big as that kid.
I know.
He could probably fit into that whole thing.
This 6-year-old is going to have some vague memory of GWAR and not understand why.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool memory, though. And what's this going on? Some kind of boat action.
So I am a tall ship captain.
Hmm.
And while we were in San Diego, the San Diego Maritime Museum is there, and they have 4 tall ships. And Hunter is currently drawing some art for a pirate thing. So one morning while we were at San Diego, I was like, well, let's just go on board the tall ships and actually get better reference photos. So he took a bunch of pictures there. Yeah.
Nice.
So I finally got to use my clout as being a tall ship captain for good, I guess.
Yay. And what's this? Something about Comic-Con. Oh, this is him at the
yeah, his wrestling panel.
And he didn't dress up like Techno Destructo for it?
No. So that was like also part of the 5 minutes of running from one convention to the other, and then getting him in full costume and full makeup, and yeah.
And some more behind the scenes here.
Yeah.
And then they did some interviews together. It was pretty great. And who's this guy?
Right. So that is Ross Sewage of the band Ghoul.
Oh, okay. I never seen him out of costume.
Yeah, and I am photobombing because I always think it's funnier to look like you're horrified by something else that the people are.
Right.
And no, Ross and I have been friends for like 30 years. I'll talk about that in a moment too. But yeah.
Well, you know, I should have Ghoul on the show if you want to reach out to him for me. I have seen them with GWAR before. I've never met them. And what's this? Is this old or yeah? This is another one. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're now ready to talk about the past.
All right.
So let's let me catch up on the chat here. Yeah. Fingers crossed for an episode. Yes. Let's get the GWARcast guys on the show. You know, when Tommy's not on tour and busy, he's got all his bands. He's always touring. He's touring now, even when he's not in GWAR, you know?
I know. He's doing some shows here in Southern California, and then sounds like he's got to fly out to the East Coast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Squid Pisser is playing Melanie as the butthead alien woman. I would love to have her on the show too. Melody Mandel. Hunt for New Materials. Yeah. I know. Have you made a Gore Borg, John? I forget. Probably did. All right, so this is great. What did you do for GWAR back in the tell us your GWAR story. Just like let's jump into it.
Where to start?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Do you want me to tell the story of how I met GWAR? Or do you want me to tell the story of when I first worked for them?
Yeah, how did you meet him? How did it all happen?
Can I read you an essay?
What is that?
Creative writing class during the pandemic.
Okay.
This is my Dave Brocky Cinderella story.
Do it.
When I was 16, my boyfriend at the time took me on a date to see GWAR in San Francisco. It was my first time seeing the band. I don't remember who was opening for them, but I remember being close enough to the stage for their act so I could also secure a good spot for GWAR. The stage went dark, GWAR came out, the lights went up on them, the first few notes played, and someone behind me put both their arms on my shoulders and shoved me down to the floor. I curled up in a ball to protect my head as best as I could to keep the crowd from completely trampling me, and then I think I passed out. The next thing I remember was being fireman carried over the barricade by a security guard. He set me down on a couch backstage where they called for a medic. I was breathing again, but I was roughed up and missing a boot. A member of one of the opening bands was also hanging out in that room. The medic checked me out and said since I was breathing and lucid and didn't seem to have any real issues, they weren't going to call an ambulance, but I should stay here for the rest of the show, and that I should get checked out by a doctor afterward. This sucks, I said. This is my first time seeing GWAR, and I don't even get to see them. The backstage other band's member, gosh, I would like to remember who that was, said, "This is your first time seeing GWAR?" He looked at the medic. "She's got to see them. Could I let her watch the show from the wings?" The medic agreed as long as whoever this angel of a fellow rock star was promised to keep an eye on me, and he, the medic, would be waiting backstage just in case. So I'm in the stage left wings watching GWAR. It's amazing, even from a side view. A song ends and Odorous comes off stage and immediately gives me a high five. It was explained I got crushed in the crowd. Even through his mask, I could see his frown of pity. He pointed to my socked foot and asked, "What happened to your shoe?" "I lost it when I got trampled," were the very first words I ever said to Dave Brocky. Moments later, a boot came flying out of the crowd and lands on the stage near Balzac's feet. Odorous perks up to where you could mentally see the cartoon light bulb above his head, runs back out on stage, picks the boot up, I think pretends to lick it, or maybe he did actually lick it, and runs back off stage like a cartoon villain that had just taken a precious treasure. I'm sure the audience thought he was going to defile it or something. He then, beaming with a grin you could feel more than see, both hands presented me my own missing shoe.
Wow, it really is a Cinderella story.
I know. And then...
Well, I'm sure we could find out who that band was if you can remember when and where that show was.
San Francisco, I think it was 96.
96.
Might have been 97, but...
Well, I'll do my research. If anyone out there in the chat can open up the big book of lies and start looking through those flyers. 96, let's think. I mean, I know they were touring with the Misfits. It probably wasn't one of the Misfits.
No,
right? Yeah. Bile.
I hope whoever it is like super famous and also remembers that moment.
Yeah, let's find out. We'll get them on the show, We'll get their GWAR experience. We'll figure it out. Like, there's a record of all this stuff. I mean, back in the early 80s, the record's a little fuzzy, I think. But, I'm sure Bob Gorman probably knows who the band was, right?
He knows.
Did you ever ask him? Have you seen him in a while?
I haven't really, no, I mean, other when they come through on tour, and he's so busy when they're touring,
He's the historian. He might know.
Maybe I'll talk to him at that LA art gallery thing at Beyond the Streets.
Yeah, we're going to find out. We're going to find out who this guy was. Because, I mean, if he was in one of the bands, like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So then how did you get involved with
So I'm 16, and after the show, I get to hang out in the green room, and I'm talking with Matt about how much I just want to build props and effects, and he's so encouraging. I don't know if you already talked to him, but he's
Oh yeah, I
he's
have.
such a champion of everybody. I really like him.
Yeah, and I always see him. When I see them, he's always hanging out too.
Yeah, and he hands me a business card, but it's like a business card that he got at one of those like Hello Kitty stores, where he hand wrote in the information himself.
That's funny.
And he hands it to me. He says, "Give us a call when you're 18." So I did.
Okay, and then what happens?
They came through one more time before I turned 18, and actually I went through the meat grinder.
So wait, the first show was 96, so was that the Ragnarok tour, I'm guessing?
Can't remember.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a very good
That's what we're here for. We're
I'm the kind of
figuring
bowhead
it
that
out
will
for you.
really go work with them, but has no clue of what has happened.
Yeah, got you. Well, I'm the opposite.
Yeah. The second show that they came through, they used to do this thing where they would tour once the bigger venues and then come around again to the smaller venues. So it might have even been the same tour after I got crushed.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one was at the Edge in Palo Alto. And that was where I first officially met Hunter, because he was picking girls to throw into the meat grinder. So
Yeah.
kept in contact with them. And then shortly after I turned 18, Matt actually said, "Yeah, next time we do a movie, we'll see if we can have you out." So I won an internship. I also submitted some pictures of some things I had done for some death metal bands and things beforehand, so I wasn't.
What did you do for some death metal bands?
The band Exhumed, which Raw Sewage was in and is in again. I made some like faces that they stretched across in front of their drums, which they used for. I think I sent you a picture of those.
Yeah, I got a whole lot of pictures to show.
And
once we get the story, I'll just start throwing pictures.
They were doing some small gore effects and some proppy stuff, But the problem with a lot of those rubber, like I had these faces stretched out that they wanted to put across their drums,
somewhere.
but they just muffled the drum sound too much.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, yeah, there you go. Look at teenage me.
Yeah, that's so gross. What were they used for? For the movie?
No, I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen them before.
They were supposed to be across the drum heads and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think they muffled the sound too much, so I don't know. I don't know if they were using them, but
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you help make those, or what did you do for these?
I made all those.
Oh, okay. What did you use to make these?
That's latex. I sculpted something out of clay and then made a plaster of Paris mold for it, and then poured the latex and painted it. And
nice.
Actually, two of them are almost the same. The two with the mouths closed. One pour didn't come out well, so I just kind of reused the same. But,
it's very Texas Chainsaw.
I know, it's good though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very Leatherface and stuff.
So I won an internship from some of the stuff that I was making for some haunted houses and for Exhumed and some other things. I won an internship to come help GWAR for It's Sleazy.
Should we? Is this the time to watch the short? Should we watch it?
Well, let me tell one quick story.
Yeah, go for it.
So this was 98 or 99. Either way, I was a teenager because I was born in the 80s. And it's the first commercial flight I ever took, and it's before 9/11. So I fly from California all the way to Richmond. I think we stopped over in Atlanta or something. And this was back in the day that people could still meet you at the airport gate because it was before 9/11. And this is the first time I've ever been in a commercial flight. So I land, and this lady at the gate asked to see my ID, and I just thought that was part of flying. So she looks at my ID and then hands me 2 packs of Marlboro and says, "Welcome to Flavor Country."
What? Who was that person? Just someone at the airport?
Richmond, I don't know.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because they're a big exporter of death cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Virginia, legacy of death and GWAR.
All right.
And so you were always from LA? You just kind of like came over there to visit?
No, I'm from the Bay Area initially.
Okay.
And so that's where I met Exhumed and Saratoga specifically, which if you don't know where that is, you can say San Jose. And if you don't know where that is, you can say San Francisco. But
I'm from a New York man. I
Yeah.
don't know anything. I go where the Google Maps tells me to, and where the plane takes me. Excellent. All right, so I gotta get this queued up, but this is my personal VHS rip of It's Sleazy, so it's
Okay.
not whatever. It could be worse, it could be better than whatever's on YouTube, but it's my personal copy. I gotta go find the scene, and this is a whole story to this whole
Yeah.
movie too. This is like around when Hunter was leaving. I think it's towards the beginning, right?
Yeah, it's like minute 12 or something.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Right. Oh, yeah. There's some Godhead in the audience there. There you are.
Yep.
That's such a funny gag. And there's the meat grinder.
After I get done mutilating my helpless opponents, I like to feast on their pulpified remains. Meat Grinder Power Chump gives me the extra vitamins and minerals I need, but leaves in the good stuff, like butt.
That's right, Meat Grinder Sports Chum with new extra butt.
Yay.
Yay! My claim to fame that I
Yeah.
show people because they used Fish Fuck as the song.
And if you want a cool new live version of Fish Fuck, you can get it on the new album, Return of GWAR. Look at that. Fish Fuck Live.
I don't even know what that song is like live.
It's great. I mean, I love that they're picking some gems out of the catalog for these new shows, you know.
Diamonds
It's like,
in the rough.
yeah, because I appreciate that. You know, they played Slap You Around on the last tour. It's like, oh my God, that's so cool. I don't know if they've ever played that live since like 93 or something like that. You got some hello.
Oh, someone's calling me by my Burning Man name.
Uh-oh. Make a Gorgor. That's for John. Yes, John, make some Gorgors. Stories of touring with the Misfits are funny as hell. Wouldn't it be funny if it was one of the Misfits who saved you? It definitely wasn't the Misfits, right? Because they were touring with them at the time.
That was later because I remember going to GWAR shows after I'd already worked with GWAR when the Misfits were there. That was super funny because the Misfits demanded on headlining. Do you remember this?
No, I wasn't there at the time.
Oh, so
I was like 10.
It's like had their super gelatin mohawks, right?
Yeah.
And then GWAR like flattens them, and then they go see the Miz, you know.
Right. Yeah. And then John wants to know, where was that filmed?
Some park in Richmond. I don't know.
What was it like?
I took a bunch of pictures behind the scene. There's a picture of Matt in costume on a swing in the playground, which is one of my most dear pictures.
I got him in here somewhere, a little out of order. There we go.
I think they must have got a permit though, because I mean the park was really empty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, were the locals like, oh, there's just GWAR being GWAR again, or?
Yeah, I love that picture of Bob. I feel like Bob, being the GWARchivist, doesn't have a lot of pictures of him. And it was cold that day. Everybody's wearing sweatshirts and when they're not in scene. Yeah, there it is.
Mhm.
Matt on the swing. That's one of my
Nice.
favorites.
Yeah, and we'll get to the rest of these pictures as well.
Um,
Yeah, what was it like? Were people like looking in, like what's going on here, or were they just like, that's just GWAR?
well, there was a whole film crew,
Mhm.
and I don't. If it was guerrilla, either the locals accepted it enough, but like it felt pretty legit. Like there was a whole space roped off, you know, so that way there wasn't anyone in the background on the soccer field and everything. So I don't know.
Who was directing? Like what?
Hunter.
Hunter was? Yeah, okay.
Hunter, yeah, there's a picture of, I think I sent you that I took of Hunter directing, and
Oh,
like
there's more,
Mike's in the
yeah.
shot. That's a good one. That's Casey taking a picture. No, it's like Hunter's in the shot, and the whole band is crammed together, and you can see the spaciousness of the park. Yeah, Danielle being cold. There you go.
Oh,
That's the
that
one.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that
Oh
one
my
because
god, he looks so normal.
also like the boom mics in the shot, and like
Yeah,
just all the GWAR crammed together when you see how much space around them.
right. I mean, they just gotta look ridiculous
Yeah, that's
in the
my favorite.
daytime.
That's like
Aw.
a winning picture right there. That's like
I
proof I know them.
Yeah, and I love that like you don't see a lot of pictures of Mike Dirks like half in costume.
Yeah, I asked him if he minded if I shared this one, and he said go for it. So
Yeah, I think at this point they're kind of over like the,
yeah.
you know,
But I also love
whatever.
how cold it was. Everybody's wearing jackets or like I
And
thought
he's always wearing flannels. Like you never, it's so funny when you see him at like last time I saw them, they were playing with the Static X, you know, and I'm sure nobody who's like there for Static X know what GWAR looks like out of costume, and
Yeah.
he's just walking by with probably the same exact flannel on, and he was just like, yeah, what's up? I know. But those legs, I still can't figure them out. They're so brilliant. I mean, I get it, but I still don't get it.
at San Diego Comic-Con, but his new legs are even taller, but there was this Galactus character who was like 14 feet tall. So the only one taller than Balzac at Comic-Con was
That's funny.
was Galactus. Yeah.
Yeah, they are very tall, and I always ended up right next, like, you know, now I get the photo passes, so I'm right in front of him on stage, and he's just like gigantic. That
Yeah.
dude. I don't know how he walks around in those things. It's
Well,
incredible.
I think they've been using better, more modern technologies like EVA foam and stuff. I think they've reduced the weight of those.
Right.
things a
Yeah,
lot.
I heard the new Beefcake helmet's like really light, and
Yeah.
that's
Hunter's
great.
isn't though. Hunter's costume is still like 75
That's what keeps him so buff, is because he's always carrying that stuff around. I can't believe it would be so funny. Like I can imagine Hunter being like got muscles over here and then like scrawny over here, because it's all like on one arm, you know.
Yeah, I know. And he's like jumping around.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh! And then when he jumped off the table like onto the floor, so it wasn't just like onto the stage. It was
Oh my
like onto the
God.
floor. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's just that's.
But he gets the adrenaline going, and you know he's one of those guys that like.
He was doing that every night on tour, you know, that
Yeah.
last Dogs tour. And when I saw them in New York, Chuck was out with the Sexecutioner stuff on too, like fighting him. So it
Yeah.
was like extra special. And I think that was the last, maybe the second to last show Chuck ever did as of now.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
Chuck is the oldest scum dog according to Hunter. So.
I believe it, dude. And that, you know, he's still kicking. He lives here in New York over by
Yeah.
me. So let's look at some pictures. So
There's
someone was asking me when I posted the flyer, like, did you help make that, or are you just holding it?
I did. So it was sculpted by Matt, but it was the very first thing when the day I started my internship, they taught me how to layer latex with the kind of cheesecloth stuff on their foam sculptors. So that was the very first thing that I ever learned how to put a latex outer coating with, based on the GWAR method of the day. So I did help. I did not sculpt it. I used to feel weird about showing pictures of things I just helped with when I didn't design them, but I realized if I only showed pictures of things I only designed, I would have like no portfolio.
Right, of course. Yeah, no, that's cool. You did work on it, you know.
Danielle,
I don't think anyone's expecting you to have been creating it from scratch or anything.
True. I love how like in the background you can see the GWAR sign in neon.
Oh wow.
And that's actually Danielle walking in the back, but her face is blocked, so that's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sign is really old. Did you see my episode with Neon Charlie?
No.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Neon Charlie's an interesting dude. He's the guy who made that way back in the Dairy days. Let's see what we got here. He gets hilarious to Hunter, and then is 60 but moves around like a monkey. Yeah,
know.
he's
He had I don't know if I should say this or not, but he had some issues that required some remediation, I guess, on that tour a few years ago.
well, I believe it. That guy was jumping around every night like
Wow.
like a teenager. Nutty stuff, man. What's the grossest shenanigans you've been involved in with GWAR?
Me? Grossest. I just remember like being backstage with them, visiting them after a show, and having random fans come up and Odorous like taking off his boot and like starting to pour out the slime in it, and some fans like, wait, can I drink that? And you know, Dave let him, and I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, that's I have my limits as a fan.
Yeah, right. That's no longer pretend. That's somebody really drinking athlete's foot juice.
Yeah.
Oh, so gross. So does that count as grossest thing?
I'd say that's pretty gross. I think that's good. Yeah. And then here's some GWAR pictures. Yeah. So did you help make this too, or?
I did.
Yeah, nice.
So for you guys have seen the documentary and stuff. There was that weird period at the end of the 90s and the beginning of the aughts where GWAR was pretty much just DBX, and they kind of disbanded. And Matt and Bob went back up to New York, and then they really got kicked back into gear. I love how it's sleazy in the background. It's like it ties in like 2 times together.
Oh yeah. So was that was just there, just hanging out?
They painted a wall for that's in the shop. And then Violence Has Arrived was coming out, and I get this call from Dave, and I had stayed in contact with Dave. You know, I helped him out a couple times when they came through as DBX. And he gets me this call, and he's like, we're giving the band back together, and I'm not in the band, so I'm just like, cool.
Yeah, great.
Right. And he was like, no, we want you to come and help, and we're redoing our whole image, because they went from being really
cartoonish.
Cartoony.
Yeah,
but
no, it's true.
That was when they really redid their image to make them more gory, more horror movie-y.
Yeah, that was the what do they call it? Blood Drive.
Yes, 2002.
It was just all blood, no story.
Yeah, that's fine. No, but they redid their whole image, and my first time I went as an intern, just for a few weeks, helped with some of the props. And then the second time, I actually received a small paycheck. And yeah, I was hired mainly as Don's assistant to help rebuild GWAR. And when we started, it was basically just stripped down. I don't think I sent the picture, but it was just basically stripped down to the frame, which is just this harness, which you can kind of see in that one I sent you. But so we had to rebuild everything from it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's an impressive GWAR.
It is.
Have you seen the new one?
Yes, I have.
What do you think of the new GWAR?
Is that is that the one that they showed on that the Hellmouth?
Yeah, that's the new one.
Yeah,
Did you watch that?
I did. I really liked that. I don't want to complain about other people's art, but I was sad that GWAR came out, but then didn't chomp anything. But maybe he broke down.
Yeah, I think they were still working on it around that time. I think it was rushed out for that tour and not totally complete yet.
Yeah. I'm curious if it's still as heavy as it was 20 years ago. You know, after I left GWAR, I worked with some puppeteers for the Dinosaurs Arena adventure. I don't know if you saw that arena.
Yeah, is that those videos you sent me? You want to see?
No.
Okay, that's a different thing.
But like, I was learning these new technologies where they were basically using air bladders to fill mass, and you know, these things on this Dinosaurs Arena tour were so much lighter. And I go backstage and I learn all this stuff, and I immediately sending all this information to GWAR. I'm like, you guys can do this so much lighter where you don't kill people.
Right.
So I'm curious, but because that one that I helped with, Scott Crawl wore, and it was heavy. It was really heavy.
I bet. Yeah. Let's see that again. Like, I mean, that's what I say about the new Gorgor. I mean, it looks very cool. Obviously, it's like super impressive. It doesn't move like it used to be. It's kind of just wheeled out there. You know, obviously, it's so heavy, and like I'm sure Scott has massive back problems because of GWAR. You know, I'm just guessing there.
Something about the stilts like cut into his shins.
Oh, but like I loved how the old Gorgors would move because of him operating it and just like walking around the stage. It doesn't really do that anymore, but it is still very impressive.
It went from being like a mascot to being a puppet where the tail was a counterweight to the head, kind of like a drinking bird. That was all Don's design. He's brilliant about that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then the head, you could actually like pull it back and open and chomp in front of you. So like all the weight was still on your shoulders. But the only problem is sometimes that Gorgor too, I think you remember, would like go down to like bite a GWAR member, but then get stuck. You know, like, as they shoved them off of him, they'd have to like set him upright again.
Yeah, that's what's so fun about the show, though. You know, it's like no, it's not perfect. Yeah, I would again just throwing it out to the universe. I would love to have Scott Crawl on this show. I did meet him once a long time ago, and he was very weird. He was a very weird dude.
Yeah, I've lost track of him completely.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like not really, you know, on social media or anything like that. You know, and then let's see. There's some other random pictures.
Like I think that's 2001-ish. I went and helped Hunter with a different project he was sculpting for some other comic book conventions. He was really involved with who made the miniatures? Demon Blade, is that right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and he was sculpting a bunch of stuff for Demon Blade, and I went out and helped him with some stuff then.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in one of our episodes.
There's Scott.
There's Scott, yeah.
The werewolf.
Right. And this is at the slave pit. Which slave pit was this? Chambers Street or I never been to any of them, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh, it was whichever one they were at for.
What was it like in there? Tell me a little bit about the slave pit there.
Oh, it was. Well, it was the first art studio that I ever really participated in, but then in my adult life, I've been in many, up and down both coasts. There was, so the bottom floor was like, you walk.
There was 2 floors?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
wow.
there's 2 floors. The band practice room, like you walk in and there was like this hallway with this big long table and like a small kitchen. And then to the right was the band practice room. And then if you went through the kitchen, there was like some lofts that both Matt and Bob were made into living spaces.
Right.
Like you do when you're an artist. And then behind that was like the fabrication room that had all the molds and the latex. And then there was also a yard around, and they had some dogs that were not the kindest dogs, but I love dogs.
Yeah, I think there's a picture of that on somewhere.
And then upstairs above the band practice room, or maybe above the kitchen area, was the main bathroom and Dave Brockie's office.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Randy Blythe from Lamb of God was talking about this time when he was in Dave Brockie's office, and Dave Brockie was trying to convince him to like become this character in this performance art.
I remember this story, yeah.
Yeah, and like where
he would just be like,
5 minutes spinning.
Yeah, and like just like naked and underneath all this like slime or something.
Yeah, I was in the room when that was pitched. I was in the office then. And after he said, you know, I'm in, I immediately said, how is that going to work? You know?
And did he have an answer for that?
No.
No.
It was just, you know, spewing off art ideas without.
Yeah, did that happen often? Did you hear them just like coming up with crazy ideas all the time?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, you know, they're artists. They have a lot of ideas. It's when you make it a reality, or at least a magic trick illusion, that it becomes a real thing, right? Otherwise, you just spew off ideas all the time of what ifs, right?
Yeah, I just love hearing about them because, you know, what if?
Yeah.
And those, especially those like side project Dave ideas, like that one with Randy, like they're just so bizarre. Like we need more of those stories in the world. You know, if anyone has any Dave or GWAR offshoot ideas that never got off the ground, I really love those. I like talk to people about the Satan skins and stuff like that. You know about them?
No.
That was another idea for an offshoot band like the X-Cops, where they were like skinheads. And then the singer would just be getting all jacked up the whole time, and then like this like boil on his head would pop or something at the end of the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess they were Satanists too, and there's a whole other concept that never got off the ground. There's like a little blurb about it in the Ragnarok record, like in those, like it's all like old newspapers and stuff. Yeah, and I'm always like, I love stuff like that because it's like, oh man, that never happened, so tell me about it, And I think it was the Toei Enamel character was reused in GWAR from that idea. He's like the skinhead, I guess.
It's funny, like, if they were novelists and not GWAR, right? They would be my English just went out the window. They would have all these characters and these plot ideas, but that they would just like set aside for future novels, but instead they just throw them out there and see what sticks,
Yeah, and then cut their heads off.
Yeah.
Well, Dave did write a novel. I still haven't read it, although it's in my GWAR cave here. Yeah, I don't know why I've never read it. I'm kind of scared
It's
to.
about World War II, and
What's that?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it has a lot to do with World War II. So.
Oh right, yeah, of course. I heard it makes no sense at all.
that tracks. That tracks.
Yeah. It's just like Dave spew on in novel form.
Right. And then the thing about, I don't want to say good novelists because that's not very nice, but like there's an editing process which I don't think he went through.
Yeah, I don't think so. Exactly. That's a good way to put it. And that's why I'm just like, it's sitting on my shelf. One of these days I'm gonna read that fucker. But I'm kind of waiting for the right moment, I guess. I don't know.
Another pandemic.
Could be, yeah. Let's bring it on. Let's give me some time to read some novels. What's it like in the House of Huntar? I don't know if that's a real place, but what's it like in the House of Huntar?
I've never,
I think that's just wherever Hunter is.
Yeah, that's his YouTube channel, right? And
it's like his thing, yeah. I don't know if it really caught on, but it was kind of like his branding.
Yeah.
But then he would spell it differently, and I'm like, why are you spelling it differently? You're gonna confuse people, man.
Huntar is his slave name.
That doesn't make any sense. Just keep it simple, man. Like, it's already confusing.
Yeah.
What is your favorite GWAR song or album?
Oh, it fluctuates. I go through different phases. I think right now, especially watching the Live from Hellmouth, I think right now it's Immortal Corruptor.
Yeah.
And man, Bishop just nailed it. Like, I don't know if you watched it. I thought that was
I did watch it. Yeah. It wasn't there when it was live streamed, but I watched it afterwards.
I worked for Burning Man for over a decade, and I worked for the entire event, both as a setup, production, and environmental remediation and cleanup, which were there for like a month after.
Jesus, yeah.
And the day before the very last day is kind of a special day, but before the day before the last day, we've been there for a month longer than everyone else, and we're just out there with garbage tongs and picking stuff up. But we'd always play Sick of You on repeat.
Wow.
So that one has a special place in my heart.
Right.
I don't care for the lyrics, but I love Sodom Go for a while. That was my favorite. So I go through phases. So I think right now it's Immortal Corruptor.
Nice. And what about an album? Do you have a favorite album or
Scum Dogs, always.
Scum Dogs, yeah, okay.
Scum Dogs is always, but we're always partial to stuff that came out when we were teenagers, right? So.
Right. I mean, my favorite album is always going to be This Toilet Earth, and that was like the new album when I got into them,
Right.
So I guess there's something to that. Did you help make the Antarctic penguins for Penguin Attack?
No, I worked on stuff for the actual movie. It's Sleazy, so all the stuff for the tour was already made. I did help. What did I help? I helped on the Slave Ball. I helped on the.
Let's see what else we got here.
That's from a Comic-Con in 2001. That was actually the front page of the Reno Gazette Journal.
Right, we were trying to find that, right?
Yeah. Then,
Try I don't know if it'd be in color though, but newspapers.com is a good archive site for stuff like
Yeah,
this.
I was trying to find it. It sounds like even the people at the newspaper office, like they've had layoffs like everyone else. So,
Yeah.
but the photographer got back to me. She's like, "Oh, hey, I
Oh.
remember you." So that was funny.
Oh, cool. She didn't have the photo though.
No.
Boo.
Yeah, I used to go help Hunter at comic book conventions in that early aught period, and I also went and helped GWAR at some conventions too. I helped GWAR at Dragon Con once. That was really fun.
Really?
And I met Kevin Smith then, so that was
Oh,
fun.
really? Tell me that story.
Oh, it's not that exciting.
No?
Oh, there he is. Hey, how's it going? That was the kind of
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did this character have a name or
Yeah,
anything? What's the deal with this?
Also, he has those female outfits that he tries to put on his space dominatrixes.
Of course.
Right? And that's not me. Like, I'm not gonna do that. That's not, and I don't really want to be a GWAR character in that sense. Like, if they wanted to offer me a different character in a new movie, I would totally take it. But not in, showing up to a convention, just Hunter and I. Hunter's off doing a panel or something. I need to man the booth. So I needed something to kind of, attract the attention.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I refused to wear the thong of that costume because like the thong that everybody else has worn, or so I had like leather pants. But I named that character Sergeant Killer Death Machine.
Sergeant Killer Death Machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stole that name from a Jim Henson Hour skit. But I was really proud of it. I got some swim goggles and I cut them apart and put that little LED bulb in myself. And actually my face paint is something I've done with burlesque shows before, but it actually spells my initials, where the first E is backwards and then the M across my nose and then the back E. So that's my trademark clown face paint because it's my initials.
Nice. And now you're a toy, right? Oh,
I know.
I think it's in here somewhere. Those are the.
I know. I finally have made it as GWAR fan art, like as of 2 days ago, and 25 years later.
It's in here somewhere. Let's see. There's.
That's my tattoo that Casey drew for me during the pandemic.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. It was during the pandemic. Oh, yeah. That's me with Michelle Rivera, who was the girl that's eating cereal in Alice in Wonderland.
No kidding.
Yeah, and she is an NPR host now.
Huh. Wow.
And I met her working at Burning Man because I put Slave Pit Inc. on my resume. And they're like, "Oh, we already have someone from there." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah,
so multiple people use Slave Pit on their resume.
Or, I mean, I've met so many good people. That is, I think that's 2001. That's at a DBX show. I was helping sell some merch at some California shows. Actually, I spent actual 9/11 with Dave and Dirks and Brad.
Oh, wow.
That was a trip.
Okay. Then,
where were you, right? Uh-oh, what happened? Did you fall over? What happened? Are you okay?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you okay? Did you fall over?
Check. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I think yeah.
It's exciting. Having earthquakes and everything.
Yeah, I wish it was that exciting. Let's see if this works. I might have just broken my headphones here. Check. 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
I can hear you.
Oh no, I broke my headphone cord, I think.
Oh.
Well, let's see. Do you hear an echo or anything? Is it cool for now?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Well,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, that picture. It was the last time I saw him.
Oh, where was that?
That was in San Francisco. Oh man, I might cry looking at that picture.
Oh, it's the time.
Oh no, your sound cut out. Oh no. Come back, Kevin.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm experimenting with my sound thing while you're gonna tell the story, and I'm gonna see if my sound can work. Yeah.
So I've kept in contact with Dave since I first met him. He's actually, I know he's not a saint, and I'm not trying to paint him as such, but he is the same age as my older brother, and honestly, him and my dynamic is very reminiscent of mine and my older brothers. Like, I feel like we were like adult siblings. He was very protective of me. He was actually always very kind to me, to my face, and very encouraging of me and my other interests. Like, he was one of the first people that congratulated me when I got my captain's license. I'm a tall ship captain, if I hadn't mentioned that. Oh my gosh. So in 2013, in the spring, I didn't sleep for 3 days, and I ended up having a psychotic break. And like, I almost died. I was on day 8 of sleep before they finally medically sedated me to get my brain to reset to sleep again. And I was very fragile as I was recovering from that incident. And I remember calling Dave at one point during that incident, and he was really there for me on the phone and really encouraged me to like just keep pressing on and things will get better. And then when they came through that October, look, I'm wearing a Burning Man shirt, so I must have just actually in the same shirt I'm wearing now. Ta-da!
Oh, look at that.
I just left working for Burning Man. Like I said, we were out there, until sometimes mid-October, and GWAR came through, and Dave saw me backstage because kind enough to be given guest passes, and he said, Elaine, I want to really catch up with you after the show. And after the show, he and I went across the street, and like he was really there for me, but also he had a lot of really good things going on in his life too. He had just turned 50. He was really proud of the work he was doing on Holliston.
Oh yeah.
He was showing me this picture of his 50th birthday party where Brent's wife had made him this odorous cake. I don't know if you've seen that picture.
I think so. Yeah.
But he specifically sought me out to check up on me, in my opinion, and he gave me some really good advice. I was worried because I was still really emotionally fragile from that incident where I had the psychotic break and everything, and I was worried because people were saying unkind things to me. And he said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what 5 people or 500 people or 5,000 people say about you. You know who you are, and that's what matters. And it was just one of those really profound and sweet moments. And 5 months later, he was gone.
Yeah.
Oh, he meant the world to me. I know I'm very, very lucky to been able to count him as a dear friend. And yeah, anyways, that's why.
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I fixed it a little bit for now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I remember I almost didn't go to that show. I was just like, oh, I don't know if I can afford it. Money, time, GWAR, they'll come back,
Yeah.
I bought a ticket the night of.
Yeah.
And thank fucking God I did, because it was his last time in New York,
I know. And he's really,
Battle
really
Maximus.
He was doing so well 6 months prior, like he seemed like things were really starting to line up for him, and he seemed like he was more sure about who he was. And I'm not trying to, again, I know he wasn't a saint, and I know he wasn't always the kindest to people, but him and my dynamic, he was like my older brother to me. And I miss him a lot.
That's great.
I'm crying.
Yeah. We got it. We got the tears. Yeah, now make it go viral. No, just kidding. That's great. No, it's as cartoony and fun and stupid as GWAR is, like, we got to have these serious moments too, because there are people behind there, I think that's important.
I wrote another essay.
Oh, let's hear it.
This is the one that I actually wrote this year around the time of his in March, because, you know,
Mm-hmm.
late March is when he passed. Sorry, hold on. Let me try to stop the tears with LaCroix.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully I won't read this one as fast as I did the other one.
Yeah, you take your time.
This time of year, being so close to Dave's death day, has it really been 11 years? I think of him often. And I know my stories of what Dave meant to me don't always fit the narrative of Odorous smashing and bashing his way through life, but I don't know where else to share them. When I was a teenager, I wanted to build props, suit monsters, and special makeup effects. I had been making some stuff for my local haunted houses, suit monsters for conventions, and props for some local death metal bands. When I was just 18, I was offered an internship with GWAR to help them build stuff for their movie It's Sleazy. After about a week there, sleeping at the pit on the couch in the band practice room and eating just ramen and whatever I could get from the local 7-Eleven and running out of money fast, Dave called me into his office/art studio to ask me how things were going. He also asked me if I was getting enough to eat. I don't remember how I answered it. I did not want to sound ungrateful for this opportunity to work with GWAR, but at the end of that meeting, he said I was to come to him once a week for a little under-the-table cash, and once a week he would have somebody, aka a slave, band member, friend of the band, take me to an actual grocery store. I'm pretty sure he was paying me out of his own pocket. This is going to sound hyperbolic, but this act of caring for a person who was part of his crew was an example to me of how to be a true leader. I wanted to be in the movie, but I didn't want to wear a bikini, and those were the only roles I was being offered. As we're getting close to shoot the Meat Grinder sports drink skit the next day, and they're going to put a call out to their friends to be random slaves for the scene, I inquire if I can be one. And right after, "No girl slaves," is said, Danielle speaks up. "Elaine can be a slave," and then she sewed me my own costume. I know this essay was going to be about my thoughts about how much Dave meant to me, but Danielle means a lot to me too. Dave walked by while she was sewing it, and she mentioned who the costume was for, and Dave looked happy for me and said, "Oh, good." So we go to the park the next day for filming, and it's kind of an unspoken rule that my slave girl is going to be crammed into the far background. I don't know if you remember the skit, but each band member has their moment to shine beating up on some slaves. When it came time for Odorous's moment to backhand slave, Odorous, because he's in costume, calls me over to ask if I can take a fall. I show him that I can and do a back roll where I land flat on my stomach. Perfect! I did not realize it at the time, but in hindsight, I think he was trying to showcase me. All right, action. He backhands me so hard my nose bleeds when he actually hits me. I do the fall roll. It's a bummer that the shot is so wide and framed away when you watch the movie you can't really see my whole stunt. Oh well. Odorous stand proud and mighty. And cut. Odorous looks down at me, sees my bloody face, and says, "Bad slave, fake blood only." I think that was his way of apologizing to me in character. I miss him a lot. He was such an important mentor and friend to me. I am so fortunate that he got to be part of my whole world in more than just GWAR's music and stage show.
Wow. Tell me, I want to know more about your relationship with Danielle.
I love Danielle. She's amazing.
Because you're right, like you are, that's one of your claims, right? You're the first female GWAR slave. Is that correct?
You would know. I think I'm on film, right?
That I can think of. I mean, I know they have Margaret now, but
I think I might be.
I can't remember any others.
I'll say it unless you.
Yeah, and unless someone can refute me. You come on, experts in the chat. John, was there another GWAR slave, female? I'm trying to think. I don't remember.
I think I might
be.
But
I also want to, just in defense of GWAR.
Yeah.
The guys wear skimpy clothes too, so it's an equal opportunity exploitation.
They didn't want girl slaves because that was like.
No, I get that. I just even like the monster characters are like in skimpy clothing, so everyone's got the skimpy clothing. But yeah, especially the slaves. And I know Danielle's very protective of female characters in GWAR, so the fact that she kind of allowed you to be one is kind of like a badge of honor, I would say.
I think the word allowed is a strange choice of words. There's just like, oh, my English just fails me again. She is such a proponent of other women. I spent the night at her, well, let me rephrase this so it doesn't
Mhm.
sound as weird. I went and
Okay.
visited her in March and drank too much, so I ended up needing to crash on her couch.
This
And
past
she,
March?
yeah, and
Okay,
she,
cool.
let me show you this. And she let me. I need to return it to her. I'm not hoarding it, but because I slept on her couch, I needed a clean shirt for the next day. She gave me a shirt to borrow, and like, can you see what it says?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
empower
Yeah.
empower women. And I feel like that shirt, even though I need to return it to her, I'm not, hoarding it. I just haven't seen
Danielle,
it.
if you're watching this, she's not
Yeah,
stealing
Danielle,
your
if you
shirt.
want this, like, you have your shirt. I need to return it to you.
Yeah.
I feel like that actually describes more of her and her attitude towards other women. I mean, she ran off and did the Girly Freak Show, which was almost an all-female cast. So this notion that she is protective of the other women is kind of a misnomer, or it's very false. I think she wants, and I don't want to speak for her, but in my mind, she's always been really supportive of me, and she's always been really supportive of other women in general. I think and this is just my opinion, I think it's like the question of how are they involved with GWAR? Are they trying to replace her? Because then no. But if you just want, if you watch any GWAR movie, there's tons of women involved in the credits,
Sure. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah, I'm sure that could all be rephrased better, but
Can I brag about Danielle though?
of course, brag about Danielle. I love, she did say she'll do the show eventually. She wants to be the cherry on top, and I respect that. So maybe like episode 100 or something.
She is so amazing. She is so talented. She's one of the best set painters. So our Natural History Museum here in Los Angeles, which is almost 100 years old or over 100 years old, they recently redid a lot of their taxidermy exhibits, and there were so few people around that could still paint a full background like behind the taxidermy, but she was like one of 5.
Wow.
So she got hired to paint a bunch of the scenes, and I feel like those kind of talents are so much more cool than GWAR. No offense, but I like her a lot. I think she's wonderful. I'm a big fan of her.
Danielle, come on the show. We've had some phone conversations about it, so we've been in contact. It's just we need to get it together.
Yeah, I'll just give her the shirt back and
and tell her that you are on the coolest podcast in the world.
All right.
And she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a GWARPod eventually." Yeah, no, that you guys, when Danielle's on the show, take off the next day. I think we're probably gonna go for like 5 hours. I'm sure. I got a lot of questions for her. I think it's gonna be an epic conversation. It's not that it's scheduled yet, but that's eventual. Anyways,
she worked on she did some stuff for the Jurassic Park that came out, and she was sending me some pictures after the movie came out. So she didn't put an NDA, but I was just like, dinosaurs,
Right. Yeah. What's your relationship with dinosaurs? Tell me a little bit about your history with dinosaurs. Besides Gorgor here, who's still.
No, I need that. So some GWAR fan should send me that Gorgor, please, because I need it, and I'm broke. So.
Yes. Get this girl a Gorgor.
Who doesn't like dinosaurs, right? When I stopped building props and effects in general, I know that's so cool. I'm jealous. Covet. I need that.
I saw it at the last show. I was like, oh, yeah. I need that for my show.
When I first became a tall ship sailor was like 2002, right when Pirates of the Caribbean and Master and Commander came out, which was a good time to be a tall ship sailor. But also, I used to have kind of that like cosplaying as a pirate thing going on. And around that time period, people were really snarly about pirates. They were like, no, pirates are just rapists and murderers and thieves and blah, blah, blah. Like every time you're like, I like pirates, people would just crap on you. So,
really? I didn't know that. Was people's reactions to pirates?
I was just going to pick something else to be obsessed with. Excuse me. I was going to pick something else to be obsessed with that people wouldn't crap on. So I was like, I'm just going to pick dinosaurs. So I purposely started trying to associate myself with more dinosaur things. I've actually worked on a few dinosaur art projects. It was just a coincidence I worked on in Gorgor. I wasn't. Right. I liked dinosaurs as much as anybody liked dinosaurs when I worked on that one. And then years later, I got to work building this giant life-size T-Rex for Coachella.
That's what you sent me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see some videos while you're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, keep talking and I'll get them up here.
But I've worked on a few dinosaur art projects. Those are just the two major ones. The Coachella one and the GWAR one are the two major ones.
Recyclesaurus?
Yep. That's
yeah,
it.
let's see.
It was so cool. It was
What is
hydraulic.
this all from recycled parts, or what's the story behind this?
It was made out of recycled parts. It was for the recycling awareness. Coachella bought it. You would dump the bottles and cans into it, and then it had this trash compactor in the middle that would crush it and turn them into cubes.
Oh, I totally didn't get that. Yeah, that's incredible.
And so they were collecting, cans and bottles all around. So Coachella is actually 2 weekends. There's weekend 1 and weekend 2. And then they have a third weekend by the same promoters that's called Stagecoach, which is the country western. So we were like crushing bottles and cans the first weekend and crushing bottles and cans the second weekend. And then the third weekend, crushed all these cans, and it just like, as the cube is being compressed, it just rained down all this tobacco spit from everyone like just spitting in there. Oh, it was so gross.
Oh no.
We're like, no, we're done. No more crushing bottles and cans.
Yeah.
So then Coachella, in order to save money, just welded this thing shut the following year, made it unable to move. So now it's just a statue that they like.
Oh, but it still exists in some form.
It does, yeah. I think they just forklifted out to put in front of their VIP tent, but it's way cooler as a big robot.
Yeah, I mean, so in what part of this did you have, what was your part in this exactly? Because that's a massive project, it looks like.
The artist of this is Johnny America, who is commenting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The artist of this is Johnny America.
Hey, what's up, Johnny America?
Yeah, the dinosaur's name is Millie.
John, Poppy, you got to make one of these.
I don't know if it's GWAR related.
Well, whatever. Shh. You made one of me.
And, like any big art project, it takes a whole team of people to make happen. But besides the assembly and fabrication of it, I was pretty much just running the hydraulics that whole weekend, which is a weird time to be at. It's always weird to be at Coachella, but just being stuck running a big hydraulic monster.
Yeah, did you get to see any of the bands, or like are you like far away from all that?
So far away from all of that.
Boo.
That was the second.
Did GWAR play at Coachella? No, they usually do Riot Fest, right?
They played at one of the Knot Fests or one of those.
Gotcha.
Anyways, yep, they're.
That's impressive.
So that was the second famous dinosaur, but I've worked on some other dinosaur things.
What other dinosaurs have you worked on?
Other ones for some haunted houses. I don't think there's anything else that's that famous or anything else. But I just decided that liking dinosaurs is a good way to stay connected with people, because people will just send me dinosaur memes and stuff all the time. And like, there's people out at Burning Man right now, and there's a big dinosaur art project out there that people are taking pictures of and sending it to me. So.
Oh yeah, you're not at Burning Man this year?
Not this year.
It's not happening?
It's
happening right now?
Huh?
It's happening right now?
Right now, I know. I didn't even realize when I scheduled it. That's always a good sign.
Well, you didn't miss it for this, right?
No.
Okay.
I retired from.
Okay.
I worked there for over a decade.
Did you get stuck in that in the mud a couple of years ago?
Nope, I wasn't there that year either. And this year they're also having a mud year. So.
Oh, well,
so,
I mean,
yeah,
I can imagine with that many people now, like it's always going to be a muddy.
No, I retired, and I forgot that we scheduled this during event week. So that's always a good sign when you don't even realize that something else is happening that you was a huge part of your life, right? You're like, oh, I guess I'm actually mentally, retired from it now.
It seems like a lot of effort, Burning Man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if it's my I mean, I like to watch it, but the desert and the sand and the sun. I like the moonlight and the being inside.
Yeah.
I don't know about the sand. That's a lot for me.
And then in November, I take pictures of dinosaurs I come across, and then every day during the month of November, I post a picture of a dinosaur that I've come across throughout the year for the month of Dino-November.
That's funny. Here, you can take a picture of me.
Yeah, I know.
See, I was dubbed Kevin the Dinosaur by Bill from Green Jello, and thus it became my character. So,
how are you in New York and work with them?
well, there's over 1,000 of us now.
Oh.
I've actually been in the band for almost 18 years.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, even though he's based in LA, he's got people all over the world, and whoever kind of shows up to the shows is in the band that night. So it's a different band every night, in a way. Yeah, it's really chaotic. I do it when I can. I'm not there all the time, but a couple times a year I'll do some Jello show. I need a real costume though. Someone's got to help me make a real dinosaur. I need to retire. This was cute for a while, but like now I need a real deal like costume. Green Jello style. So it needs to be made out of like duct tape and foam. So I'm not good at building things like that. So if anyone can design me something, I have some ideas.
I think you
and
should
the
do
tie could be like a
do it
duct
out
tape
of that,
tie.
like, do it out of that EVA closed cell phone, like something that's way lighter. Don't just take
No,
out.
yeah, it's got to be light because I'm violent. I need to be moving around too.
Yeah, and you don't want to wear you don't want to do it like old GWAR style, where they would take that foam that goes under carpet, like right out of the dumpster. So you'd have to like pull the staples out of it and stuff
Right.
too. And then they'd put latex on that. You're like, oh
No,
god.
latex, that's too much. It's got to be
I
duct
know,
tape and
so
foam.
heavy.
You got to be able to throw it off of a roof and it'll be totally fine.
Yeah.
And I would love to have a kind of a mouth like this, so like I can just like eat people in the audience while I'm out there. Kind of like a mini Gorgor, because I got to still play
Why don't
some
you get
sort
one
of instrument in it.
Jurassic Park masks and then build off of that?
Well, yeah, I could look into that. I want to have my face visible though, because I'm very expressive. So it's got to sort of like be on the top, And I could have big googly eyes as eyes, and then I want I got these like spikes. If you can't really see them here, these spikes going down the back, and those can be made out of duct tape. Just like, and I want it to be like a mohawk, and then it would come down like a devil lock, like a Misfits devil lock.
It sounds like you could get to arting. Like you already have it.
Well, I just know how
it.
Green Jello makes costumes. I just don't know if I've never made one myself,
Oh.
Like I understand the concept behind it, but I still I'm just like, I don't even know what to get. I want someone to do it for me. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I know. You're not really an artist. You're more of an idea man.
I'm a musician more than an artist, Well, but good segue. If you do want to see some of my art, I do have hand-drawn covers for all my CDs. Every album has a hand-drawn cover. Quarantine Dream. You can get it at vonesper.bandcamp.com. Jane Jensen's on this record. She was Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. And who else is on this record? Abby Death and Teledeath and Imani Coppola. One-hit wonder Imani Coppola. Yeah, and here's my. You'll come with a free Green Jello sticker of Kevin the Dinosaur. So there you go. There's my pitch for myself. Go support art, and it makes a great coaster if nothing else. Look at this, and there's music on here. There's a CD in here, and you can put it in a CD player and play music on it. It's incredible. Old technology. Okay, that's my pitch. What are you working on these days?
Oh,
Anything interesting? Don't tell me anything boring.
No, I have been working as a background extra a lot lately here in Los Angeles. I really like it. I mean,
any cool movies to look for you in?
The Girl Slave is a background extra, right? But
right. Was that your first extra role?
That was.
Would you say? Okay.
And that's my first credit.
Do you have it on IMDb?
I don't know.
You got to make an IMDb.
I do. I have that. I was in the friggin' Mafia movie as a credit, and do you remember that reality show Monster House where they would like rebuild a guy's house like a theme park?
I never saw that one.
Oh, I was a contestant on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. You might have a page that someone made for you that you could just
True.
update.
It probably hasn't
Go
been
look it
updated
up.
in 25 years, but
Before I forget to ask, your GWAR slave character, does she have a name or a background story?
so I was calling her Slave Girl, but she doesn't.
Mhm.
Maybe she's just Girl Slave. She doesn't have a name because she's, it.
Because most of the slaves have names,
Well, the slaves that
Matron and
are actually part of
Testicles. Yeah.
Inc. have a name, but like the other 4 guys that were in that shot don't have slave names,
Well, maybe they should.
Yeah, maybe they should. Yeah, I don't know. I did design, and actually Danielle sewed it for me too, but I really wanted her to look like Princess Leia as enslaved by Jabba the Hutt. That's why she's got the necklace thing, and the skirt was really
Well,
designed.
that's a very, very revealing costume, though, that Carrie
Yeah.
Fisher's wearing.
I know. Well, I was so self-conscious, even though I was a teenager and didn't know how
Yeah.
cute I was. So,
Do you
Danielle,
regret it now? Would you have done it?
I would go back in time and be like, "Are you kidding me?" When you're 45, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, what was I afraid of?"
Right.
But she made it a little bit more conservative by GWAR standards for me. So.
Well, it might be even funnier now. Like, that's the whole funny thing about looking at GWAR is like they're old men now, but they're still in these skimpy clothing, and it doesn't matter what's protruding out of them,
Yeah.
Like, there's so much man ass on that stage. There needs to be more female GWAR characters. I'm tired of looking at all the man ass on stage.
After Comic-Con, I was trying to post some pictures I took of Techno up on top of the table.
It's all ass.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Both Reddit and Facebook wouldn't let me post it because they were like pornographic. But
really?
what's funny is he's actually wearing a whole swimsuit underneath his bolt because it was Comic-Con and there's kids around and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it was actually more bathing suit area covered than he normally is. So my theory is that the AI bots just saw his sexy bolt and were like, "No."
Hey, that bolt's worth something. I'm telling you. I told him. I think I told him this once. I think it was on one of these shows. He pops up on here once in a while, guys. Just watch the show, and Hunter pops in once in a while. They have the cuttlefish that you could buy.
Yeah.
I was like, you should counter that with selling some bolts. Or I called it a nub, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's like the anti cuttlefish, because like that thing's like this big and his will be like, it's funny. Come on, Techno, I know you do some merchandising. That's what I need to get from him, is one of those foam things that he makes.
Oh, his hammers?
Yeah, his foam
or his
hammer
wrenches.
things.
Yeah, his wrenches.
His wrenches. Yeah, I need to get one of those.
Well, next time I talk to him, I'll see if I can.
Oh, I'll just buy it from his merch store at some point. I like to support the artist.
That's true.
What's he doing these days? What does he tell you?
I think he's getting ready for that big LA art exhibit.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna be a big part of that.
Yeah, he lives here in LA.
Great. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which is the sprawl of Los Angeles.
And when is that? That's coming up.
Here, let me read the thing. It is.
Yeah, I have the
video. November 13th through November 2nd at the Beyond the Streets Gallery, which is on La Brea near Melrose, south of Melrose. And it runs Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. through 6 p.m. And GWAR themselves will actually be there the 13th and the 14th.
Amazing. Yeah, I wish I could make it. Yeah, I'm all the way in the other coast, so. Although I am trying to get, oh man. That would be an interesting thing to try to make work. I'm trying to show do you know anything about Haunted Garage?
I don't. I was actually just watching your episode with Chuck, and I was still like, wow, I've never even heard of this. I mean, I know what you showed in that episode, but.
Okay, I don't remember what I showed in that episode, but man, that was like my second or second episode. First or second episode. Anyways, yeah. Hunter's in the documentary. Yeah. Well, the point is, I've been working on that a lot. I almost have a rough cut. Like, that's what I should be doing right now. Actually, when I get off of this thing, I'll probably start working on that again. And I really want to show Dookie Flyswatter before anybody else. And that would be amazing if I was in LA with him to actually watch it with him, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that would be interesting to correlate and go to the GWAR
Make it
forum.
happen. You put it out there to the universe.
I know, but now I'm working and have no money.
No excuses,
so-
excuses.
I know it's all excuses, but they're pretty legitimate excuses. We'll see. It's an idea. It's an
You can
idea.
come to LA. Gosh, you probably have the Return of GWAR tour. Come to LA
Right.
about their Anaheim show, and then go see them in Anaheim.
Yeah, but I want to see the art show.
Yeah, but do both. Why would you come to LA just for a day?
I know, but I could only be there for a weekend because I got to go back to work in the day, on the week. Boring day, vanilla life, and we're not talking about that here. Only exciting things. Let's see what we got here. The third event for the big Rex was saved by Elaine. The power running into the pumps was reversed.
Oh,
She
yeah.
figured it out and got the giant puppet to work.
The big Coachella thing. It
Yeah.
broke one day. I don't know if you've done a lot of on-site events, but sometimes the
No.
power from the generator is sketchy, and then I couldn't figure it out because it sounded like the whole engine was running. And then because I'm a boat captain, I always had this idea of like, what if it's just reverse polarity? Like, what if the engine is running in reverse? And so I just had the electricians on site switch the leads, and it worked. Da, 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 da.
Brilliant. See, I don't know about that stuff. I would need you to help me. Yes, get to arting. Oh,
That's
yes.
for you. He's telling
Yes,
me
that's for me. Okay, but I need to do some dinosauring too once in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my dinosauring in. But yes. Oh, Katie listened to Quarantine Dream on a road trip recently. Really liked it, and Kevin dinosaur sticker now lives on my sketchbook. Thank you, Katie. See, good reviews for my album, Quarantine Dream. Oh, and just while I'm talking about it, let's see. Oh, I don't have any more of these available because I'm going to keep this one, but this is the music I'm working on now. My band, Pop Perversion.
That's
Pop
funny.
Perversion.
We had a goth club here in Los Angeles for a long time called Perversion.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I only know Bar Sinister.
Yeah, that one is a dress code.
Oh, okay. See, that's the other thing. In LA, I need to go to the underground goth
happens
club.
on Sundays, so you're gonna have to take a Monday off. You're gonna have to go
Right.
see GWAR, go to the GWAR thing, and then go to Bar Sinister.
Yeah, I usually hit up Bar Sinister when I'm there, but I need to go to like the underground clubs too. Someone's got to take me to the underground clubs. Anyway, wait, look. What do you guys think? There's my old logo, and here's the new logo. What do you think? Is it cool?
It's very
I
death
don't know.
metal-y.
Yeah, well, it's a disco ball exploding, so it's kind of like a pop, and also it's as beautiful as it is ugly. That's kind of what it is. It's got the balance, it's as pretty, it's heavy and ugly, and also like beautiful, like a Broadway show, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, I saw that already. Okay. Usually I don't know, maybe you've already answered this sort of, but I usually end these by asking people to tell me a nice Dave story. I don't know if you have any additional
A third Dave story?
a third Dave story.
So I think I already mentioned I felt like, in my opinion, he and I were more like adult siblings. And he, I guess I can say this because he can't defend himself anyways. He sometimes had a problem with his ego getting in the way.
You think? Yeah.
But he did one of the funniest things sometimes. Like, he'd be in the shop going, getting kind of spun up on his ego. And I don't know if I just gave him a look or if he just realized, like, he was doing it again. But he said one of my favorite things ever. He goes, "But enough about me. What do you think about me?" And I just loved that line so much.
See, at least he was self-aware of it.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I didn't know him. I mean, I met him very briefly a couple times, but I never really had any like long conversations with him or anything. Oh, well, you guys.
I've been doing I've been doing improv for the last 20 years, and I'm finally just taking actual acting classes with lines and things.
He was the
And
master.
he's really good at improv. And I
Yeah.
actually finally just watched the first episode of Holliston just like 2 weeks ago in preparation for this. And
Yeah, Adam Green, come on the show. Let's talk. I probably could get him on the
that,
show.
like, when he's vamping, when he's doing improv, when they had like all the takes of Odorous doing all the various movie quotes, you know, like they made a time machine out of a DeLorean and all that stuff. He is so on fire. But honestly, those first few episodes, anyways, when he delivers his lines,
Grab it.
he delivers his lines.
No. It's too deep in there, my Holliston DVDs, Blu-rays. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like when he was delivering his lines, he looked, and I'm sorry if I'm insulting you, Ghost of Dave Brocky, but he looks like he pauses like he's trying to remember them right before he speaks a couple times.
But I mean, he's not exactly a trained actor. He's
but
probably he's probably not used to. I think Adam Green's the only person who wrote Odorous lines for Odorous who wasn't Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go watch Holliston, you guys.
It's okay. It's not great.
But it's it's fun, and it's a good way to, see him doing something else.
It is.
Actually,
I worked in the small worldness after I came back from working for It's Sleazy. I came back to Los Angeles and was working on a prop shop that was building stuff for Strangeland. D. Snyder's
Oh, no way!
So I feel like
that's my other favorite thing.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
I love
And then they
Strangeland.
put on Holliston. I'm like, oh, my world is small.
Yeah, well, you know who has worked on some music with me is Christoph from Bile.
Oh, that's
He's
cool.
a friend of mine. So, they were the band in Strangeland. What did you make for Strangeland?
Oh, I can't even remember.
That deserves, and I think is probably going to soon get a re-release. That hasn't, there's no director's cut or anything of that yet.
This is my ear. So when I do
Oh,
background
wow.
work, and the joke of you can see my ear, for me you actually can. It's spiral bound. It has 13 holes, but one piece of jewelry, and I'm the only one in the world that has that.
Really? Did you design it for yourself, or?
I did.
Wow. So how do you?
Took a
I
mold
don't even know.
and everything.
Does it you have to put it in one hole and
I
then
had to
spiral it
press
through the
put
next?
it in,
or-
and it's in, and that's that. Because once they put it in, they had to bend it to the curvature of my ear again.
Oh wow. Okay. But that wasn't in Strangeland.
No, it's
you
not.
made some crazy
But
stuff like that for him.
I feel like it was funny because they made him look super extra pierced when
Yeah.
it was like me and two other people in the shop that were as pierced
Actually
as his
were.
character was.
Yeah. Yeah. Strangeland, man. Wow. I love talking about Strangeland.
I don't even
Good
remember what I
stuff.
made for that. I was mostly in the mold shop too, so I don't think I sculpted anything that was known. I think it was more, just helping make it a reality, or at least a reality in the world of film.
Sure. I mean, I can't really think of anything that would be made for it. I guess just like all those crazy hooks and stuff. But yeah, what an interesting movie. What a stamp in time that was. And a great soundtrack. Go check out the Strangeland soundtrack. It's great. Wow. Well, thanks for being here. I love hearing these stories. I love getting granular with
It's so funny that if 25 years later, I feel like I'm finally getting some recognition for it. If that makes sense.
Well, yeah.
There was a weird
That's why
period.
you need an IMDb page.
Yeah, I know. There was a weird period of time where some GWAR fans, some know-it-all GWAR fans, at comic book conventions or Dragon Con or something, would basically tell me to my face that I don't exist. There are no girl slaves, and I'm like,
well, that's
okay.
stupid.
Yes.
Yes, you're proof, living proof.
Yeah.
And now you're an action figure proof.
Yeah, I know. I'm fan art.
Yeah.
I finally have made it. John Poppy made me into an action figure just 2 days ago.
Amazing.
I know.
John's great like that. He gets all the details. This is my John Poppy figure, even though one of the shoulders is the shoulders are kind of popping off. But oh no, just no shit on my floor. It's fine. All the pieces exist.
He's the one that put me in touch with you and convinced me to be. So I sold
Thank
him.
you, John.
I bought a ticket to go to the Smodcastle thing, and then I realized I wasn't going to make it.
Oh.
So I sold it to him. But I had already just heard his name a few weeks earlier because he had just done an action figure of the cereal eating girl from Phallus, who is my friend Michelle. So she had shown me like, oh, this guy John Poppy is making an action figure, and I'm like, where have I heard that name before? So I love the small worldness.
That's so funny. Does she have any other association with GWAR, the cereal girl? Like,
she was.
Do you have a history with them?
I was just watching Skullhead Face, and her name's in the credits. Maybe you should talk to her.
That's what I'm wondering. Should I talk to her?
Maybe.
Does she have some GWAR stories? That'd be fun.
Yeah, no,
Ask
she's
her
a
if she
PR
wants to
host.
do it.
So I thought it was really funny when Dirks and Bishop were on Wait, like she got the press release from her local NPR studio.
On what?
When they were on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
What's that?
It's a NPR game show. You didn't know
They
that?
were on an NPR game show recently?
Yeah, like within the last few months.
I don't know if I saw that. I saw the Tiny Desk concert.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've done that too, right?
Yeah.
And they're both, Mike Dirks and Mike Bishops are just such huge proponents of NPR. And I'm like, how funny that someone from the GWAR history is also an NPR host.
Yeah,
right?
Dirk says that's the only thing he listens to, like in the
Yeah.
car or whatever.
That's what I remember. Yeah, I remember a few things, especially more so my second time there because I spent more time there for the Violence Have Arrived. I remember riding around in Dirks's awesome Jeep, which I totally coveted and listened to NPR.
That's so funny. Even back then, huh?
Yeah, I remember Dave Brocky treating Olive Slave Pit to go to the premiere or the first day of the Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay. Yeah, he loved those that Lord of the Rings
so
stuff.
I went. That's where I got to see the Fellowship of the Ring was with GWAR. That was, and
That's a good memory.
Yeah, about that time period too. He hosted Thanksgiving at his house. Sorry, I'm itching my leg all the time. It's so dark in my house. He hosted Thanksgiving, and I was just 21 then, and he was serving ouzo, and I drank way too much ouzo because I didn't really know how to drink. And then I went back to the slave pit and then threw up in the yard.
Oh
And I
no.
was so sick because I was so drunk, and one of the slave pit dogs like gobbled up all my bar. I remember that.
Well, there's solving that problem.
Oh, right. So I have a few memories of. Thanks for letting me share. Thank
you for sharing. Yeah. I don't have any GWARPods booked right now, but trust me, you guys, I'm working on some really cool stuff. I just have to find the dates for them. Yes, GWAR members will be back on the show at some point. You guys, they're busy. They've been touring. It's their 40th anniversary. They're doing lots of stuff. Don't worry. They will be popping in to the show and other cool guests. And actually, we're working on a tribute right now, a tribute show. So stay tuned for that at GWARPod, or just pay attention to the Facebook groups, and you know where to get all the information. And speaking of dinosaurs, though, here's something I do have booked for my other show. If you guys want to watch a Von Pod, my other podcast, this is going to be in what, 2 weeks or so. I'm going to talk to my old college friend Ben Fergal, and here he is. It's a kind of a blurry picture, but I like it. He's kind of like an angular dinosaur in a band he was in called the Nuclear Power Pants. And I got a better picture of it on this flyer. So here's going to be another dinosaur show of sorts. And he's now in a band called Evil Sword. And if you're into weird theatrical neon blacklight dinosaur bands, then you're gonna want to see this show and hear all about it, because they're one of the most obscure bands ever, the Nuclear Power Pants. And excited to be talking to him about it. But in the meantime, you can go watch some old episodes or more recent episodes. We had the OG Intergalactic Junkies X Cosmic Warlord Spacetime Fugitive Metal Band Fulminator. That was fun. We had Faith No GWAR featuring Piggy D, who's Marilyn Manson's bass player. He used to be Rob Zombie's bass player, and he did a GWAR tribute band, GWAR / Faith No More tribute band. It's bizarre, guys. Oh, that's what I forgot. Okay, I have one more thing to do at the end of this show. Brad Roberts, see, he was on the show this year. Like, I still get GWAR people on this show. Don't worry. Hunter Jackson was on the show in February, so go check that out if you didn't already. Bob Gorman was here in January. That's always a great show. He will be popping in again sometime soon, I think. So stay tuned for that. Here's what I forgot. I gotta find it. I'm gonna probably break a bunch of more stuff going into my GWAR cave here. Here it is. Oh. Okay.
Oh, what is
This was my Faith No GWAR Land of Sunshine. Whatever you would call this, meal pack, merch pack that was bought for me at the show. Thank you very much. And they have these fortune cookies, and I figured I would eat one on each show and see what my fortune is.
It's your fortune.
They're probably really stale at this point, but
Fine.
Gotta commit to the bit. They are sealed, so they can't be that bad. And I think they're all just lyrics from that Faith No More song. So let's see what we got. You are an angel headed for the land of sunshine. Yep, land of sunshine. They're all lyrics from that song. So
you're supposed to say in bed at the end of reading a fortune cookie.
You are an angel headed for the land of sunshine in bed.
In bed. Mm-hmm. Is it gross?
Mm-hmm. Oh. You hear that crunch? Okay, that's disgusting. I think we did it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go follow
Captain Dance.
Are you related to Brian Eno?
No, but I am related to Freaky Ralph Eno, who is the comedian who inspired Robin Williams.
Okay, that's nice. That sounds like another
podcast
story right there. For another time. ... Well, thank you, Elaine Eno, for being on the show. The first female GWAR slave who still doesn't have a...
25 years later, I still exist. No longer
We need to name your character. Someone name her character, please.
I know.
Maybe we'll have a contest for it.
Nosebleed.
Yeah. And follow at GWARPod, all that stuff. Kevin Vonesper for me. Go buy my album, Quarantine Dream, on vonesper.bandcamp.com. And stay tuned, you guys, for the next episode whenever that comes out. It'll be sooner than later. Hopefully within next month we'll have another GWARPod. And in the meantime, why don't you go see GWAR on tour for their 40th anniversary headlining tour. You'll go see GWAR in person and go get yourself some toys and order the action figures. Merchandising, all sorts of GWAR stuff.
And someone send me that GWAR because I need it.
Yes, someone get her GWAR. Here's my certificate of repulsion that fell out of my GWAR vinyl before. Cool, guys. That's it for me and Elaine, and it's time for the closing song. Are you ready? Bye.
Bye.
Like, share, subscribe.